My name is Joel Lopez. Um, from Puerto Rico. Some people know me as JoLo from the JoLo Talk podcast. And I'm doing this video, and I don't even know if I'm gonna publish this. Maybe I just need to, in a way, maybe I just need to say things out loud and express myself about what is happening these days with what happened with George Floyd and the police and the protest. And even though I'm nobody, like, I feel if everybody expresses themselves, I don't know, this time for me, it's affecting me for some reason so much that I feel like I needed to talk about this. Maybe even if it's just for me in this video and then just delete it. I don't know. I saw the video just once. I haven't been able, nor I want to see it again. And I can't breathe. That's all I have in my head since I can't breathe. And as I was talking to my wife yesterday, I think I always thought that one of the worst ways of dying, it has to be asphyxiating, drowning, I thought, which in turn it's the same as choking. And the desperation that must be, I always thought that, when you are high, like, yeah, and you start thinking about all kind of bullshit, and sometimes you talk about how worst was the worst way to die or stuff like that when you're a teenager, and it always goes down to getting killed in a fire or asphyxiated by drowning. And for me, it was always drowning. So, it just, it's here. It's just, and I think for me, I compare this it's like the Rodney King of this generation. Even though I was alive when that happened, I was a kid and I didn't understand it as I understand this. And something that maybe some people don't understand is that Latinos, and especially me being Puerto Rican, being from Puerto Rico, being a Boricua, if you are Afro-Caribeño, if you are from Puerto Rico, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, you name it, if you are from the Caribbean, and that means that we are Africans, you know. We are made from the same background that Mr. Floyd and every other African American that suffered from this, and our background is our history in this side of the world is the same. We came from the same boats. We were the same slaves, and so for me, this is as personal, and I don't know. I feel like it was done to somebody from my community, and maybe that's why it hurts so much. You know, it hurts that this is still happening so much, so happy go lucky. You know, these officers, and as I mentioned on Facebook, because I didn't want to rant about this on Instagram. Um, I'm not saying I'm not saying every police officer is as bad as these assholes, but I can't say they're good. Um, show me the one officer that stopped others from doing this bullshit, and I'll show you the one good officer. But being there after you were sworn to protect and serve, and doing nothing to stop somebody who stopped being an officer the moment they start killing, assassinating somebody in front of you, and doing nothing just because they are your brothers in arms. I mean, I'm not saying you're as bad, but I cannot say you're a good officer. And then, you know, people are going into the streets, and the protesters are going out, and I say they are because I haven't joined yet, but I am going. I'm not just talking the talk. Um, and then the looting started, and I'm not condoning any of that. I'm not going out with that intention at all, and I think nobody should, and all of that. And I understand the frustration with that also. But as I scroll through Facebook and I see the news and whatever, as I watch TV, but especially on Facebook, when I see people on my Facebook, my personal page, I have over over 4,000 people or whatever, and some, again, I really need to stress some white people, because it's some, and I really love the empathy of the majority of not just white people but community, because it's about all of us. It's about a community, easy. But white people overall, the majority of them are living on 2020 and have the empathy, and even though they haven't lived through many of the situations because of the privilege they may have, they try to understand, and they do their best to support the communities around them. And thank you for that to all of you. To the other group who sadly are the ones making the most noise. It's really sad to see that when we as a community are rising up to seek not just justice for Floyd and for every Latino who has been deported just because unfairly, and for everybody being abused by the police on the daily, and for every injustice against every minority, from not just Latinos. I'm talking. If you are from the Middle East, you face all kind of bullshit all the time too. And so as I scroll, I see how I don't know what it's just white people. This kind of white people I'm talking about. They're kind of just complaining about the lootings. They're just complaining about all kind of bullshit, but the important thing here. So it's like, how about a little empathy? How about you just let's talk about Target being looted tomorrow when we talk about our people being killed. Let's talk about that first. And then we talk about the stupid stores that are insured. And the moment the window was broken, they cashed their check and had their money back. Let's move that conversation for the day after we solve the issues that really matter. And try to, before you start talking about all this bullshit, try to think about a little bit and have a little of that empathy and think that this is not just about that one incident that just happened. This is about a behavior that has been going since the beginning of America, you know. And it's just reaching a new height again. And you don't have to be supportive, but at least don't be, such an asshole about it. And I know some of you don't even notice. It's just that you never experience it. You never leave the abuse or the being stared at just because you look different or all of that. So I get it. I get that some of you just do it out of ignorance, and it's not that you are being racist or assholes, But try to think about that. And the other thing I see a lot is people, again, these couple white people saying, "Oh, but I know it's a bad thing that they kill Floyd, but you shouldn't receive the arrest and blah blah blah, and you fight the ticket on the court." And that really pissed me off. I mean, you should never resist a ticket or try to fight a ticket or a police officer or whatever, especially if you're guilty of being a minority. And I know that. And that will never justify being killed or abused or, after being submitted to have that abuse continue. So there's not much to say, but that you are a closet racist and you are looking for an excuse to try to say that this one incident could be avoided if this person what there's no reason to kill. It's not even worth explaining. Like, you're just a racist SOB and that's it. And again, it's not just about this case. It's about the whole thing. It's about what is happening every day. It's about being being driving and being pulled over and being scared because you don't know if you just mistakenly uh, run a stop sign or some asshole just wanna have a good time with you. And that happened to me. So I can talk about having that happen to me. I mean, some police officers stop you just because and just ask you for stuff and shit, just to mess with you. And what can you do? I mean, they know they have you. And I didn't even have drugs on the car or shit, but they have you, and you know it, and they know it. So, um, when you're white, I guess, and you get pulled over, you're getting a ticket. And I see the videos, I see the dash cam videos, and I see how you white people sometimes are really really mean and assholes to police, and you be talking back to them and saying all kind of like really nasty shit to them, and they will be taking all your bullshit and thank you sir and all of that. And me and my friends might be watching on that and saying, whoa. I just saying a half of that, and that cop will be knocking your teeth out. So I think that's why some white people don't get it, and they don't get the fear that it's uh, I don't know, the fear that is just in the back of our heads. Um, and I wasn't even raised in the U.S. I was raised in Puerto Rico, and we don't have that problem there because, as we say there in Puerto Rico, aunque seas blanco, eres negro. So everybody there has a black relative, even if they try to be as white as snow. So I didn't have that problem there. But as soon as you move here, you start getting to notice that, and it's, it's so stupid. And if you get to watch this, if I really post this video, and you disagree, just know this. Don't even comment. Just unfollow or whatever. Just block me, delete. I don't want to be your friend. You know. That's it. I needed to say this. I needed to get it out of my chest. It's been a rough couple of days thinking about all of this and seeing how even though when people from all everybody's is getting united, and you can feel the love in this moment where it's so hard to even grasp what is happening, and what I'm not even going to talk about the government and the reaction they're having, which it was to expected in a way. In a moment so crazy like this, so bad, so uh, to just scroll down and watch these people coming out and sharing all these kind of things and getting worried about all these other issues that are not really issues at the moment. It's sad, it's sad to see their priorities when you think they're friends to when you think they're your friends. If you, how my friend is not worried about a cause that means that I might get killed at any given moment, and you're worrying because they're robbing a store. Think about that. I just needed to get that out because I keep hearing in my head over and over again. I can't breathe. I can't.